Now we're going to do ZyBooks 11.5, class example seat reservation system. The following example implements an airline seat reservation system using classes with instance data, members, and methods. Ultimately, the use of classes should lead to programs that are easier to understand and maintain. Okay, so they've got a class named capital seat, and then they have a constructor named underscore underscore init underscore underscore. It takes the self parameter, and it creates attributes called, and again, these are instance or object attributes, first name, last name, and paid. And then it sets these up as the empty string, a quote and a quote with nothing in between is always the empty string. And then last name is the empty string, and paid is a floating point, 0.0. Then they have a method called reserve, and they're doing self, like you always have to have, and then FN for first name, LN for last name, and PD for paid. Self.firstname equal FN. I personally like to just use the same names here. You can actually say first name and spell it exactly like that, and it knows the difference because this one has self in front of it and this one doesn't. I've also used in C++, I usually put init in front of it. I'd say init underscore first name, init underscore last name, and so on. I don't really like using these little short things. In a very short function like this, it is obvious what they are, so it's not too bad. Anyway, we're setting first name equal to FN, and we're setting last name equal to LN, and paid equal to PD. Okay, remember you have to set self dot in front of all of them. And then we have another function or method called make empty, and then it changes first name, last name, and paid to what they originally were in the constructor. Now you can't call the constructor again, because it does more than just sets them equal to this. It actually creates a new instance, a new object, okay? So make empty just resets these to their default. Def is empty, returns a Boolean, and you know that because you got an equal equal here. That's a relational operator, and it's going to return a Boolean. So it checks to see if first name is the empty string. And if that's true, it returns true. If it's not, it returns false. And do remember that true starts with capital T and it's false starts with capital F in Python. Now we've got the method called print seat, and it's going to print, we've got two arguments here. So we're going to have the first name here and the last name there, and paid will go here. I really prefer using the F string for that. You could do it like this, print F quote paren space, and then that one, and then a comma and paid colon, and then self.paid, colon, point to F. So we could have done this instead of all of that. Okay, I think that's much easier to read. If you're still confused about F strings, try typing that in there instead of that and comment this one out. But don't do that till you get it working otherwise. Okay, then make seats empty, and it's going to pass seats. Make seats empty. Oh, okay. This is a regular function. Notice it's against the margin. So it's a regular function. It's not a method inside this class. It's going to be kind of a helper method that kind of goes with the class, but it's not part of the class. So you're going to say for s in seats, s.makeEmpty. And these seats are going to be down here. They're creating a list of available seats. This is kind of an overly complex program, I think, for you at this level. Fortunately, you don't have to do anything with it except run it and understand it. Then we've got print seats, and again, it's outside of the class. And then we'll go for s in range length of seats, and seats is a list. It will print each seat in the list. So it's just going to print the numbers. Actually, it's going to print each seat. Here we get to the regular program. This is the first executable statement. This would be in main if we did it the way we normally do things. Num seats is 5. Available seats equal an empty list. For I in range num seats, so that means 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4, not including 5, available seats dot append seat. So it's going to create a brand new seat, okay? So it's going to put 5 seats into this list. Now they're all going to have empty first and last names and 0 paid. Then it says command equal input, enter command PRQ. Well, they really should have said what these mean. P means to print the seats, R means to reserve a seat, and Q means to quit. And so it says while command not equal Q, so when it is Q, it's going to quit the while loop and come down to line 58, but there's nothing there. And so it will actually exit the program at that point. But normally it just exits the while loop. Now it says if command equal P, we're going to print the seats. So we'll call the print seats function and pass it our list of available seats. And so remember, it's got 5 items in it, 5 elements with seats that have empty first and last names and 0 paid. Elif command equal R, it's going to reserve a seat. And that's a little more complicated. It's going to say seat num equal, and it wants the user to enter a seat number, and it actually gives a prompt this time. If not available seats is empty. Okay, so available seats sub seat num. So if they're like going to do seat 2, okay, that'll be the third seat in the list because the first one is 0. It's going to call the isEmpty function up here, and it says it's going to check and see if the first name is the empty string. If it is, it's going to assume the seat is empty. And it will return true. And so if it's not empty, we're going to print seat not empty. And so the user won't be able to reserve that seat. Else, the seat is not empty, the seat is empty. And so we're going to say, we're going to enter the first name, last name, and the amount paid. And then we're going to call available seats sub seat number dot reserve and pass the first name, last name, and paid. And it's going to come up here, it's going to call a reserve, and it's going to give it the first name, last name, and paid, and it's going to put all those things in there. Now that seat is already in the list, so it's actually changing an element inside the list. And then else means the command was not P, R, or Q, then you say print invalid command. And then you need to get the next command from the user. This is kind of called priming the pump. You say the first read type statement before your while loop, and then you have your while and the condition here, and then as the very last line of your while loop, you repeat this line down here. Okay, because there's no way to redo that one again because it's outside of the loop. So this is a standard pattern. It's a standard design pattern for repeatedly reading information from a user.